What is up, you guys? My name is Madison. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today's video is another weekly reading vlog, which I literally just like finished filming my last one. I don't know if that went up. I don't know when that went up. Just know that it's Sunday at like 12:30 in the morning. I finished 2 books last week. I finished Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page and Confess by Colleen Hoover. The Danielle Page book, Dorothy Must Die, I gave it a 4 stars, and Confess, I gave it a 2 star, I think. That sounds right. Yeah. And then I started The Girl from the Well by Rin Chapeka and The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Nobel, which we will be reading in this video. You bet your booty that we're gonna be reading it in this video. Both of them are middle grade. Okay. This is a middle grade. I got from the middle grade section. The way this was presented is giving middle grade. The way it is reading is giving middle grade because they're talking about like 4th graders. But this is dark. This talks about like in the first chapter, and not just any kind of, involuntary. So of a child, mind you. Yeah, I'm on page 25 of this book, and I'm around page 90 in this book. I don't know for sure, though. I'm in the middle of chapter 8. That's all I know. And the only 2 books I didn't finish last week that I really wanted to was Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, and I'm going to say it again. I picked Colleen Hoover's Verity in my random selection to finish my TBR. However, because I just finished Confess, I don't know how willing I am to read another Colleen Hoover book like back to back. So if I finish the other 3 books, I will give myself a chance to re-pull. However, this will go back in when I re-pull. So if I pull it out again, then that's just the universe telling me to just man the fuck up and read it. Yeah. And in this video, I'm not going to try to finish my TBR, but I'm going to try and get through a lot of it. Because I get off early a lot this week. And by early, I mean like 5. Except for on Tuesday, where I close. But the books that I have are Tender as the Flesh by Augustina Bazitercia. I know I'm not saying her name right. The Mysterious Benedict Society, which she's thick. So I might make her an audiobook. We'll see. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, which I'm actually really excited to read. And then Sleepers by Lorenzo Carcetera. I'm only going to read this if I finish Lolita because I really, really want to annotate it, and I don't want to be annotating 2 books because that just seems like a lot. Yeah, but this is a nonfiction book, so it might be a little different. We'll see. But for the time being, I'm going to listen to my audiobook. I need to shower. I need to clean. I need to put laundry away. I know it's the middle of the night, but I'm home alone, which is the perfect time to do everything. So that's what I will be doing. Thank you. Okay, so I got to chapter 13 of The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane, which is page 150. And now I'm like actually tired. I'm exhausted. I don't know what time it is actually. Let's find out together. It's 1:05 in the morning. So I'll probably set an alarm for like 7:30. Wake up then. That sounds right. Because I have to finish like cleaning everything. I got my laundry away though. And I've showered. But yeah, I'll probably wake up around like 7:30 and listen to the audiobook like while I do my morning routine. I'll clean my bathroom while I finish cleaning my room. Anyway, have a wonderful night. Okay, so it's 11:45 on Sunday. It's the 19th of October, obvi. And I just finished The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Nobel. I gave it 3.5 stars. And the only reason I didn't give it 4 stars is because in some points it sounded so heavily like Harry Potter. Like it just sounded like Harry Potter, right? And to me, I feel like if you're going to have elements of other things, try to make it like less notable. I do like how
we come to the conclusion of our main character's like family dynamic, and I like that we come to the conclusion of like the nemesis like family dynamic as well. But I feel like there's just a lot of like little things that like you could have switched it up a little bit. Um but I did like it. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the audiobook. Um yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. I'm gonna probably continue reading The Girl from the Well, but I don't really know how far I'm gonna get into that because I do have things I need to do today. But yeah, that's one book done. Also, I'm only 3 books behind. Not behind, but like I only need to read 3 more books to finish my Goodreads goal. And it's October, which I think is crazy because it typically takes me until like December 31st and me reading like 5 books to finish it. But I also made it like lower. Like I typically like aim for like 50 books and I made it 30 this year. So we're doing good.
Okay, so it's currently Monday the 20th. It's 7:20 p.m. and I started listening to The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. And I will say, it's very slow. Like when I read a middle grade, I don't expect it to be slow. Like even Harry Potter wasn't slow. Granted, only the first 4 books are considered middle grade, and even then the 4th book should not be a middle grade. I'm making that very clear. I don't think it should be a middle grade, but it is considered a middle grade. The rest of them are considered YA, I think, which is why it's not in either section, because they're not going to split up a series like that. I don't think. Anyway, but I'm only on page 32, 33. On page 33. I'm listening to the audiobook for it, which might also be why. But like when I was reading The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane, it started off slow, yes. Sorry, I thought my roommate was home. It started off slow, yes, but like it picked up gradually. This isn't picking up at all. Like I'm listening to it and they're just talking about a test, and we don't need 33 pages. Actually, they're still going on about the test, so like probably well into chapter 3. I'm only in the middle of chapter 2 right now. They're still going on about a test. Now if you want to compare it to like say the trials in the 4th Harry Potter book, or when like they're at, I don't know why I'm comparing this to Harry Potter. This is just, it's just the mood I'm in right now. Or like when they're like taking like their OWLs, or like that thing, like those tests. It's still only a chapter. And they're like different like stages of this test. But I feel like you could kind of split the chapter, like the first chapter up, or even the second one up. So like you have the first chapter where the guy finds out he's taking the test, or the kid finds out he's taking the test. I think his name was like Rennie. Or Rainy Rodriguez. It's Reynie. I'm listening to the audiobook and I don't know how his name is pronounced. Granted, when I listen to audiobooks, I'm typically doing something else alongside of it, so there's that. But still, like I love secret societies, I love middle grade, but there's no like fantastical element to it, right? It's kind of similar to Catherine House in that aspect. But even with Catherine House, there was still some kind of like end goal within the beginning of the book. Even though like the whole point of it is she didn't know what she wanted to do with her life and she was just there to be there, like there was still some solid like path within the book. Whereas with this, it's this guy met a girl and she was a cheater or something, and then he met a friend, and like that's where I'm at, and he's taking a test, and that's it. I don't know about you, but I need something more. But I'm gonna keep listening to it because I have to go do my skincare, and I really want kettle corn. I always want kettle corn. I'll probably make myself a cup of tea, some nightly tea, because I love it. So that'll give me more time to like maybe get into it. Like this is like a thick book. I have it on 2 times speed, and it was like 13 hours. I think it's at like 7 now, but still, like, it's, I don't know. They do have cute little pictures in here though. Of course I opened it up to a not cute picture, but they do have cute little pictures in it. Moving on. I'm also still reading The Girl in the Well. I'm physically reading this rather than listening to an audiobook because it just feels fair in my head because I did originally pull this one. That being said, I don't know how much time I'll have to read because I need to be in bed and asleep by 10 so I can go to work tomorrow. But I am at page 46, which is chapter 5, Mad Woman. I'm really hoping maybe to like even get to page 100. That's being very bold for me, but like I said, it's only like 7:30 right now, and I'm hoping to start reading this by 8, and that gives me 2 hours to at least get through 50 pages. And this isn't like a Colleen Hoover book, right? It's a pretty quick read. Like, I'm going through this fairly quickly. The only reason I'm not done with it yet is because I have things to do. I was busy pretty much all afternoon on Sunday, and obviously I had work today. And then I got home from work and I just crashed. I just went right into bed. I didn't go to sleep or anything, but I just went right into bed. So, okay. I have acquired my tea. I've gotten, I want to say, to chapter 3. The audiobook is one of those books that are like one chapter ahead for some reason, but I'm around page 50, I think. Sorry, I'm on page 65 of this. The starting time is 8:13. I am going to set an alarm for 10 o'clock. That's when I need to get in bed. Also, I have, in fact, already eaten all of my kettle corn, and I'm watching a Tozy. I really like a Tozy. And also, while listening to my audiobook, I cleared this one. Oh, I cleared out all of my books that I haven't read yet. From here, I took out the books that I'm in the middle of and put them off to the side just in case I do finish them, because when I'm done with them, I just throw them away. But it feels so nice to see the bottom and see so little of them left, because that means I'm actually getting through my books and getting through the books that I want to read, because all the books on my shelf now are books that I want to read this year. Like, these are like my top priority books, and then I'll probably maybe around November see if my mom can send me some more, depending on how many I read and how many I get. I've unfortunately, like, I was supposed to have like a book buying ban this year and I did not stick to it. I didn't buy that many. I know I bought like a graphic novel. It was The Giver. I'm a sucker for The Giver. I love The Giver. I couldn't help myself. I bought Priest by Sierra Simone, and I'm so glad that I did. I loved that book. I loved that book. I bought Tender is the Flesh because I really wanted like some kind of like horror book, but like a horror book and not Stephen King, because he's not my kind of horror. I bought this book this year, I think. That sounds right. I'm pretty sure I got the second book in the Haunting, like the cat and mouse duology thing, The Hunting Adeline. I think that's right. And I think I got Hooked this year, but I'm not entirely sure on that one either. I feel like there's a couple that I'm missing. Like this one I know that I got. I think I got this my sophomore year of college, so almost a year and a half ago. Oh my god, I'm so old. That's actually crazy. But that's really all I can think of. But the books that I have now, like, I actually like am very, oh, I also bought Dorothy Must Die this year. But I've read that, I finished it, so I can't be mad at myself. Nobody can be mad at me because I read it. I bought it this year and I read it, and it's done. And I have proof of it on my channel. I'm pretty sure it's in my last video. Cheers, motherfucker. Anyway, I'm actually gonna start reading now. Okay, guys, I've been lying to you. This is not a middle grade. I looked it up and it says YA. However, It has a lot of children, and it also has a lot of the F word put in here. So take what you want from that. However, I am very much enjoying it. Trigger warning, obviously, for of children, and also there's some religious psychosis going on in here. Well, I'm not really sure if it's considered psychosis in like the sense that it's used, but just know that it's there. And I'm using that term as in like, that's what it would sound like to someone who would have, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay. It's currently 9:40. I got to page 106 of The Girl from the Well. I'm gonna take the last 20 minutes to try to not give myself nightmares, because that got dark really fast. Like really fast. Like genuinely hella trigger warnings for possession and possession of children, and just because I was gonna keep reading. Like, I have time to read probably like another like chapter or two, maybe 3, but like I need a minute. When Taylor McRae said I need a minute, that's me right now. So yeah, I'm gonna take the next 20 minutes to calm myself the fuck down, because holy shit, that was dark. And the fact that I'm only 36% of the way in and it's that dark, mind-boggling. Absolutely fucking insane. It's so good though. Like, I do recommend it, but this is definitely not a book that I can read in one sitting like I thought it was, because it is genuinely so dark. Like, our main character that isn't the spirit is a 15-year-old boy. If I do read more, I'll let you guys know. But until then, good night. Okay, so it's Tuesday, 1 o'clock. I'm on my lunch break. You can see the steam rising from my lunch. That didn't help at all. But I listened to more of the audiobook this morning, and while I was making my lunch, I'm on page 106, I believe. Yeah, 107, chapter 5, chapter 6. I think I'm on chapter 6, actually. I hate that there are no numbers. I wish they were numbered, but it's called The Men in the Maze. It's slowly starting to become more interesting, but like not really. Like, I don't know how to explain it, because like I'm so not interested in this book, but like I'm also like I think the reason I'm still reading it is because I really like the characters, because like especially the main character, Rennie, by the way, just spelled stupid, and then I like the character Sticky. I think he's funny. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. It's not the best book I've ever read. I probably won't finish the series. Actually, that's not true. I probably will finish the series just because I'm a completionist and I like completing things. I just don't know how long it's going to take me to complete the series, because like unless this like really picks up, I'm just not into it. And also the like Mr. Benedict, whatever, like the leader of the society, he's just an old guy who used to work for the government. Okay, so it's 8:52 on Tuesday, October 21st. And I've done quite a bit of reading today, actually. So I've been listening to the audiobook pretty much every chance I get. I did it while I got ready for work this morning. I did it while I made my lunch on break, like I told you guys. And then I also have been listening to it a lot, like since I got home. There was a big spider in my bathroom, and it was red, and it looked angry. So I didn't get to like do that. But I know I'm gonna listen to the audiobook when I actually do end up going and taking my makeup off. But I'm on page 172, which is chapter, I don't know because they're not numbered, but it's called Beneath the Gemini, I think, or Release the Gemini. Beware the Gemini, that's what it's called. I really want to color these in. I don't know why, but it feels intriguing to me. But I am getting pretty far in the book, and I'm slowly beginning to like kind of understand the whole point. That's really all I say. I'm slowly beginning to understand the point. But it's still very interesting. I think it's because I can't like visualize like the characters, but like the way I would describe this book is it's like a mix between the series of unfortunate events and Harry Potter. Like that's really the only way like I can really like think of it. Because like it's very less secret society and very much they're just like spies. They're just child spies. Spy kids. They're spy kids. Like, and they're on this mission, like, because when I think secret society, I always associate it with like some form of government or being in a school, you know, like something like that. Like, and even then, like making it like some form of government secret society, like, is really hard to do. And the only like book I've ever had like seen it go with is the I don't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But I remember it because I loved it and I loved every part of it and it was so good. But yeah, like this isn't even giving like child secret society. I feel like it would have done better if it wasn't like, I don't know, like I still think like it could be called like the Benedict Society, but I don't think it should be made into like a secret society type of thing. I think it should have been presented as like a spy kid kind of thing, because that's what it is. But I'm starting to enjoy it and I kept reading a lot of this. Still very dark. I had a nightmare about this book last night. Very dark. I'm on page 124 and I really like that we're following the cousin as well as the kid, because I feel like all three, like the kid, the cousin, and the spirit are all like similar enough to where it makes sense. But I also think it's really interesting like how they have the cousin in it, because Okiku, like the main character, or like the spirit, I think she's like 13 or 14. Like she's not like that. I mean, she's 300 years old. She's a 300-year-old spirit, but like the person that she was like 13 or 14 years old or something like that. And then Tark is 15 or so. And then you have Callie, who is old enough to be in college. She's a teacher's assistant. So she might be like fresh out of high school, but like it's really hard to be just immediately become a teacher's assistant. So I'm gonna assume that she's maybe like 19, 20 and gone through like her first year or two of college and is like she has like the credits to be a TA. Because this is an elementary school, like it's not like yeah, but also like in small towns you get away with a lot of things. Yeah, so I wish the ages were a little bit more clear on that, because I feel like it would make sense in my head. Because also like the elementary school and like the high school are like one. So, I don't know, the way that the school is like set up, because it takes place I think in Arizona or Arkansas, someplace hot that starts with an A. So I'm gonna assume Arizona. But it's really what I gotta say for this. Like this is a really good book. Go into it with a grain of salt and maybe a cross, sprinkle some holy water on it, but I do think it's a good book. It's Wednesday, 2:05 p.m. I just went through my break. I have like 10 minutes left. I'm listening to the audiobook. I got to page 220. I don't know what chapter it is. Don't ask me, because they're not numbered. Don't ask, because I don't know, by John Bellion. Yeah. It's like starting to pick up, but I realized that I really only like the book if I'm like sitting pretty much doing nothing listening to it, which is not what I want to do when I listen to audiobooks. But it's simple enough to where I can like pick back up on like what's happening. So there's that. I read a bunch of this while I was at work, surprisingly. I'm on page 176, which means I have 100 pages left. So I'm really hoping that I can finish this one tonight, because I get off kind of early. Well, fingers crossed I get off early. I never really know. But this is really good. I am quite a fan of this. I also only have about 4 hours left to this, so I'm hoping to finish it like today or tomorrow. I obviously have an entire TBR I need to finish, but I'm only 3 books away from hitting my Goodreads goal. So if I finish this one, like if I finish these 2 and say like Lolita or like Verity this week, then I've completed my Goodreads goal, and it's only October. And that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that. That was all for this update. If you're wondering what my lunch was, I had ramen, but now I have mint Oreos and Diet Coke. This is my lunch. Thank you. Okay, so it's 9:30 Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. And I just finished The Girl from the Well. This book was an emotional roller coaster, and it was so good. I don't know why I put off reading it for so long. But I'm really, really glad that I read it. And I'm also very glad that I read it and didn't listen to it, because I think if I listened to it, I would be way more scared than I actually was. This was such a good book. I gave it 4.5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars was because I was literally freaking the fuck out, like, the whole time. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for this update. I didn't listen to any more to my audiobook. I need to figure out another book to read. I might read a chapter of Lolita tonight, just because I do still have like 30-ish minutes before I will like actually be in bed. Even then, I doubt I'm going to sleep by then. So it's currently 9:02, Friday, October 24th. Here's my update for you guys. So I've been listening to the audiobook, but I'm not done with it yet. I'm on page 300. Tell me what page I'm on. I keep missing my bookmark. I'm on 305, which is the chapter Half a Riddle. You guys keep shaking. So look at my bookmark. It's a cat sticker. Isn't that so iconic? And then, surprising update, I finally got to part 2 of Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. And I did that with only 1 red sticky tab left. So I'm probably gonna do purple, since that's the one that I have, the color that I have marking part 2. Yeah, I'm gonna have marking part 2. And I'm gonna try not to tab as much, because I feel like, also, I found the exact day I started reading this. I started reading this book December 10th, 2023. It has been just under 2 years that I've been reading this book. That is literally fucking insane. Anywho diddlies, I am going to try and get through as much as I can. I might pull an all-nighter because I have nothing to do tomorrow. And see just how far I get into this. But once I finish this book, that will be all of the books that I'm in the middle of completed. Obviously, not including the Mysterious Benedict Society. However, I only have 1 credit left on Audible, and I don't want to use it right away. So that means once I finish that book, every other book I'm going to have to physically read until I feel like I have earned enough to read audiobooks or to listen to audiobooks. I don't know why that's how my mindset works, but it is. I have to have at least 3 credits at all times, and the fact that I only have 1 right now is like actually fucking crazy to me. But I also had like a good day at work, so I'm like in a really good mood. I had Chick-fil-A. And let me tell you something right now. That is not a Chick-fil-A drink in that cup. If you're catching my fucking drift. Anyway, I'm gonna probably watch YouTube. Probably some kind of commentary channel, because that's really all I watch on YouTube. Yeah, I have been wanting to pick up my Kindle recently, and I don't know why, because like I love my Kindle, and like I feel like every time I use it, I'm like, oh my god, like I love my Kindle, I need to use it more. And then I finish the book, and then I'm like, I have books on my shelf I want to read. Because for some reason, that is the 3rd cop I've heard in the last 10 minutes. What the hell is going on? Anyway, anytime I like pick up my Kindle, I'm like, oh my god, I love it, I want to use it all the time. But then it's like, I don't want to read a book on my Kindle that I have on my shelf when I can just physically read it. Because I have all of my like ways of doing it. I prefer to physically read the book. That's just me. But also, I don't like when the books are like big. Like the hardcover Harry Potter books that are like this fucking big. Can't do it. There's no reason a book should be that big. Anyway, I've been yapping for almost 4 minutes and it feels like it's been 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and read. Please excuse the fact that my bed is not made. I'm washing my sheets. Literally every time I go to record something, my AC turns on. What the fuck? Anyway, so I really only read one chapter of this last night because then I fell asleep and then I got a very serious call at 3:14 in the morning. And I was like, okay, well, there goes that. But I have listened to about 20% of this. I'm in total about 70% of the way through. I'm on page 343, which is chapter practice makes perfect. I have just over 2 hours left of the audiobook, I think. So I don't really know how I'm gonna get through that. But I'm gonna try my absolute best because I want to finish both of these books before tomorrow. And if that means doing a 24-hour reading vlog, well, I guess it wouldn't be 24 hours because it's Saturday, 6:18 p.m. And I want to finish both of these by midnight tonight because that's when I can officially end this video. Or have to end it because it's like a week-long reading vlog. So I do Sunday to Saturday. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, it's currently 10:55 p.m. Saturday, October 25th. But I'm going to end the video here even though I still have an hour in 5 minutes, 4 minutes now, technically, of the night, of the week. But I don't think I'm going to read anymore. Let's talk about it. So I finished The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. I gave this 3.5 stars. I thought the beginning was super slow, but I actually got really into it and I started to really enjoy the characters. The ending, literally, I could not have guessed Constance's age even if you put it out in front of me. Like, I work with people her age and I still couldn't even guess it. And now that I think about it, I have a kid who is just like Constance. Like, the fact that I couldn't piece it together, maybe if I like actually sat and read it, I could have done it, but like I listened to the audiobook. Anyway, it's really good. I would describe this as like a mix between Harry Potter and the series of Unfortunate Events. Like, I definitely think it's similar to that. And I actually am very interested to watch the series, and I do think I will continue it, but only in the form of audiobooks. Because I don't know if I like would actually sit and read it. However, I do really like the artwork in here, and I feel like unfortunately I would buy it just so I could see the artwork because I loved looking at all the chapters, like, because I would like go through to find like what chapter I was on, obviously, and I really liked looking at it. It actually mentions the artist on here. Carson Ellis and Gail Dubinin? Yeah, that's what it says on the back at least. I read 2 chapters of Lolita since last night. I fell asleep, got a call at 3:14 a.m., literally did not pick up a single book until like 6 p.m. Okay? I'm on page 166, which is in fact in part 2. This book is so crazy and so boring at the same time. Like, because I remember getting it because it like fit like the very beginning of the clean girl aesthetic. I can't remember what it was called, and I remember making a video on it, or like trying to make a video on it. Because I also read Atomic Habits, and it ends with Us by Colleen Hoover. Like, because I don't know. But I remember like picking up those 3 books all at the same time for a video that I just never did. And it was like years ago, like 2020, 2021. I really like, because like it was like the clean girl, like the visco girl that wasn't the visco girl anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, the fact that it's taken me almost 3 years to read this book is insane. 2 years, actually. December 10th will make 2 years. I would like to finish it before I actually hit 2 years. But with the pacing of this book, I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. Like, I'm going to try my absolute best to finish it in October, but I got no clue. Next week, I'll be out of town. Well, I work, obviously, but I'll be out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I don't know how well my reading's going to go, considering the fact that I do still have this book to finish and then 4 other books on my TBR that I would like to finish. But we'll see. Because, like, this is obviously my main priority. But I can also always bring one to work. I can also put one on my Kindle, which I don't typically like doing. And if I do put one on my Kindle, I feel like it would be My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Yeah. Anyway, I have a feeling that this is going to be very low rated. Like, I'll probably give it like a 3-star just because I do consider this book a classic. I feel like this is a very important read, especially if you're going into education. I want to make that very clear. I feel like this is very important if you are going into education. So you can look for the signs. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below on my social media. Also down below. And I will see you next time. Whenever that may be. Bye.